What's up, everybody? Welcome back. For those of you who are returning, and for those of you it's your first time, which is probably many, uh, good day, good day, good day. Okay, so today I want to talk about, I want to talk about my transition or my original trip or whatever you want to call it. I'm at a loss of words for now. I just want to get this out. Somebody needs to hear this. Maybe it's inspirational for somebody, or maybe it's entertaining, or whatever the case may be. I gotta get it out. I gotta get it out. So, first of all, I want to start by saying I love this place, Tanzania. It's a beautiful place. Beautiful people, good food. It's just indescribable, you know what I'm saying, how much I love this place. It's not perfect. Like, I don't think there's a place that's perfect. But, however, in comparison to where I come from, you know what I'm saying, I'm living in paradise. I'm living out my dreams, okay? So, anyway, let's get to the point of the video. It's my transition, if you will, or my trip, or my relocation, pilgrimage, however you want to call it. But I want to tell you how it all started, okay? First of all, ever since a young age, I've always wanted to, it was just this mystique. I was always intrigued by Africa, People who know me, they know, you know what I'm saying? It was just like a thing from the beginning with me. But fast forward to COVID. Now, I know that's a bad word for a lot of people, even me. So excuse me for saying a bad word. But anyway, around this time, when the world was changing before us, it was a terrifying time for me, I'm sure for a lot of you. But during this time, I really was afraid, and I know I wasn't the only one, I was very afraid, okay? I didn't know where we would go, you know what I'm saying, as a country, you know what I'm saying, as the world, is this something fatal, anyway, so I was so afraid that I tried to figure out a way out of America, you know what I'm saying, out of America, but then it became more than America, I started to see like this place shutting down. This place, you know what I'm saying, no entry, you know what I mean? You can't travel anywhere, I don't have to revisit that, but everything was shut down, right? So now it's like, where do I go? I'm trapped. And again, I was very afraid to what would be next. But I had a few ideas of what it could be, you know what I'm saying? Maybe, you could biblical prophecy, you know what I'm trying to say, end times, all those type of things cross my mind, you know what I'm saying? I'm not embarrassed to say it. So anyway, I wanted a way out. So afraid I wanted a way out. So watching the news like everybody, you know what I'm saying? I'm doing my research and finally, I started looking for places to go. Where can I go? Shut down. Shut down. Shut down. Then I seen a place called Tanzania. And I said, wait a minute, this is Africa. And the borders is open still. You know what I'm saying? The borders are still open. I don't want to get into the whole political aspect of it and all like that. I'm just telling my story. So anyway, I seen a way out. You know what I'm saying? Pretty much what I'm saying. I seen a way out. And it seemed far-fetched, but it's amazing what fear will do. You know what I'm saying? As a motivation. So what I did was I began to come up with a plan. The basic thing. Plane ticket. Never been here before, might I add. Plane ticket. Okay. Basic things. Plane ticket. How much a plane ticket cost? One way. Better be safe and get a round trip ticket. So mind you, I got a large family. You know what I'm saying? Altogether at the time, it was 6 of us. 6 of us in my family, right? So we talking about 6 airline tickets from Chicago to East Africa. You feel what I'm saying? So anyway, that's a big bill right there. That's a huge bill, but you know, fear again, fear. You know what I'm saying? That was my motivating factor. So I was willing to do whatever it took. You know what I'm saying, to make this happen. I wasn't afraid about a big number in transportation alone. You know, not to mention we have to live. You have to find a housing, you know, a grocery bill, so on and so forth. So this was a big deal. But anyway, fear. Okay, this was my motivation. So what I did was I worked a job. That's all I know to do. I had a job. I picked up a second job, but these were menial jobs. You know what I'm saying? Just like, I think, you know, Amazon, or I should say, you know, small jobs, you know. So I had a dry erase board at the time, and I would jot down different things, you know what I'm saying, with my money. Okay, I get paid on Thursday, and then I put that with this, and I do this little hustle on the side and all like that. But I must mention, it wasn't adding up at all, by far. You know, according to this math, you know, we wouldn't be leaving no time soon. But I was told, you know, that the money will come from somewhere. This money will come from somewhere, you know. And instead of me taking it like, yeah, whatever, you know, and we gotta get it, you know. I guess it was the spirit, it was the energy. I don't know, but I kind of submitted to that thought. The money gonna come from somewhere. It seemed to be very vague and very, you know, but still, I held on to that. I held on to that idea. The money will come from somewhere. So what I did was, I forgot about the money. And I just continued to go to work, continue to get my checks, continue to make plans, okay? Another thing we did was watch YouTube videos. YouTube videos about lifestyle in Tanzania, the food, the dangers. You want to know everything about it, you know what I'm saying? YouTube. So this is what we did for months and months and months and months and months, you know? And again, I didn't get discouraged, mostly. Sometimes there were times where I did, but I didn't get much discouraged when I seen them paychecks coming in. It wasn't added up because I held with me that it will come from somewhere. I'll continue with my plan. Got the plan all together. And what ended up happening, okay, we can't work. You remember everything was shut down, you know? Then we got unemployment, you know, what was it? I don't know what it was. Stimulus package, what was it called? COVID relief package or something like what we all know. PPP loans and all that type of stuff. So anyway, I was able to raise the money, right? Now, this whole time, I failed to mention that I was on child support, you know? And a big number, you know, let's just say that. Double figures, not big as a lot of people. For me, it was big, you know what I'm saying? Over 10 grand. So, not only do I have to raise this money for the tickets, right? I also have to pay this child support down or whatever. So what I did was I searched for ways I can work it out, maybe a payment plan. I know that child support is very brutal, you know what I'm saying? Very serious. So again, fear was my motivation, you know what I'm trying to say? So anyway, 2 cases. One case, I applied for this, it was like a group that helped fathers, you know what I'm trying to say, deal with child support issues, you know what I'm saying? But anyway, I applied and I was denied. They sent me a letter and they denied me, right? But, you know, I kind of felt like, man, you know. But then when I read and seen why they denied me because I didn't owe no child support. You don't qualify for this because you don't owe anything. I said, wait, good. I'm so happy, But remember, it's two cases. The other case, without getting so far into it like that, maybe we do another video about that. But anyway, resolution, financial resolution. You know what I'm saying? Let's fast forward the conversation. Resolution. So we get the tickets, get everything squared away. We on our way. Okay. So what happened at this point? We all packed up. I got a video on here about us packing up. You know what I'm saying? Getting ready. Y'all can check that out when y'all get a chance. And packing everything up. We ready. Everything lining up. We got this covered. We doing all the right things. And then I realized my passport. They put a hold on my passport because of the child support. Not because it wasn't paid, but because I guess, it's more to it than just paying it off. It's some follow-up actions that you need to take behind paying it off. At the time, I didn't know. I don't know. My first time. But anyway, so I had a decision to make. The tickets that we bought were obviously the cheaper tickets. You know what I'm saying? Refund and all that type of job. That was I don't know how you would say, but that was if you're getting something cheap, it's gonna be cheap. No cancellation, no this, no that. So it's the ticket. You bought the ticket, you own the ticket, you go. So it's that type of thing. So again, it's 6 of us. It's 6 of us. So at the time, I realized I'm not gonna be able to leave. Okay? Me. I'm not gonna be able to leave. So what do? I got 6 non-refundable tickets to Tanzania. That was not cheap, okay? So what do I do? Many decisions now. Again, I feel like it's the end of the world. We talking about desperation and that word again, fear. Okay? I was fearful that if I didn't do anything about it, I'd be stuck somewhere in a bad situation. Not just me and my family. So what ended up happening was I had to make the difficult decision to send my family without me. You understand what I'm trying to say? So I had a good friend. I'm so grateful that he was available to take my place. You understand what I'm trying to say? While I deal with these matters here, to take my place. God bless him. He's a good brother of mine, and he was able to accompany my family to Tanzania, So we arrived in Tanzania, well, not we, they arrived in Tanzania, and everything was smooth. Everything was cool. I was excited. I was happy, But at the same time, obviously, it is. You got your whole family, faraway place that you yourself never been in. Many people said, man, you crazy. And you know what? Looking back, yeah, it was kind of crazy. It was kind of risky and all that. But you know what? I wouldn't trade it. I would not change anything. Okay, so with that being said, I had to go with the spirit of it all. So everything was cool. They're here. Everything is fine. But me in my mind, if you can imagine, to all my fathers out here, to all my real fathers out there, can you imagine this for a moment? Just for a minute. Think about that. Can you imagine? Lord. But anyway, from the day to day, of course, the time difference, so when it's day here, it's night there, so that's a factor you got to deal with. What else? The way things are done and how things operate, you know what I'm saying? That was a surprise, We didn't watch enough YouTube videos to tell us everything. So certain things they got here and they just didn't understand. So a lot of small hurdles or small bumps and things like that, in the beginning. But again, I'm grateful that it all worked out. You know what I'm trying to say? Fast forward, I eventually, after months, but I eventually come here, to Tanzania to join my family. And when I did that, first of all, I'll say the amount. It was $11,000. I I had to come up with. And forget it, I ain't embarrassed. I worked at Motel 6. I worked at Motel 6, getting paid, I think, every 2 weeks. Okay? Now I have to buy a new ticket, and I had to pay off an $11,000 debt. And I'm missing my family. And people saying you're crazy. And oh my God. So for me to arrive here, finally after all of that, I want to kiss the ground. I didn't. But I want to kiss the earth when I got off that airplane. You see what I'm saying? But I got a funny story though too. Like after I got here, one of the first things I had to do was like go to the ATM, you know what I'm saying, and get some Tanzanian currency. So they stopped me by the mall. I think where I was going, our house was at the time, was maybe an hour away from the airport. So as we closing in, getting near my place, there's a mall, the Monty City Mall. It's a big mall. I think it's either the biggest mall here or one of the biggest malls. Anyway, it must have been like on a weekend. It was many people here, right? So you gotta understand, I'm fresh from Chicago. In Dar es Salaam, which I think means the cradle of peace. From Chicago. Those who know, that's a big contrast. That's polarity right there for you. But so I go to the ATM and I'm going to take some money out. And you know, new place on. Get my numbers. I'm, on security, right? Oh man, the guy that my driver at the time who picked me up from the airport, he's like, brother, what are you doing? Are you okay? I said, yeah, I'm okay. Well, why you say? Well, he said, oh man, I see you looking here, you looking there, like you worried or you in danger, anything. He said, brother, you don't have to worry about that here. You don't have to worry about any of that here. You know what I'm trying to say? And at the time, of course, it's just somebody talking, man. You don't know for yourself. These are habits that you done picked up in your life, you know what I'm saying? But anyway, so I get to the place. I see my family. It's a beautiful thing. So beautiful. So beautiful, okay? But anyway, I'm going to have to do 2 parts to this video. Because obviously it's so much to talk about, so many exciting things. I give you a sneak peek of what the part 2 is gonna be about. Is getting adjusted, okay, to Tanzania. The way, the culture, the rules, just basic things. You know what I'm saying? The language, And also, I told you, when we came here, we were a family of 6. Now we a family of 7, okay? Got a new addition that was born right here in Tanzania. So I got my first African baby. You know what I'm saying? My first African baby. And also, I must add, to make you look for that next video, I delivered my own baby. I delivered my own child. Obviously, I didn't deliver it. The mother of the child delivered it. But I was there. Anyway, that's the next video. So thank everybody for y'all time. Thank you for listening to me. And I'll check you out next time, or you check me out next time for part 2. Okay, I'll give you all the details. Okay, thank y'all for watching. Love everybody. You know what I'm saying? Till next time. Peace.